Imagine this. You're browsing your favorite online bookstore, scrolling through the self-help section, and it seems like every other book is a bestseller. But have you ever wondered how these authors manage to achieve that title? Is it really because their books are flying off the shelves, or is there something more deceptive at play? How do so many self-help gurus reach bestseller status? And is their success as legitimate as it seems? What if I told you that some of the most celebrated best-selling authors may have taken a shortcut, one that's more about manipulating the system than about providing real value? In today's video, we're investigating the world of self-publishing to uncover the tactics some self-help gurus use to achieve that coveted title of bestseller, and why it's more controversial than you might think. The self-help industry is booming, with thousands of new books hitting the market every year. For many authors, achieving bestseller status is the ultimate goal. It's a badge of honor that can boost credibility, increase sales, and open doors to lucrative speaking engagements and coaching opportunities. But in a crowded market, standing out is tough, and some authors have found a way to game the system. They've discovered that by leveraging the quirks of self-publishing, they can manipulate their way to the top of the charts, often with little regard for the integrity of the process or the readers they're supposed to be helping. But what exactly are these tactics, and why should we, as consumers, be wary of them? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the self-publishing industry to expose how some of the most popular self-help gurus are fooling their audience, and why it's time to start questioning the legitimacy of that bestseller label. Over the past decade, self-publishing has transformed the literary world. What was once an exclusive option for aspiring authors has become a mainstream pathway, allowing anyone with a story or idea to share it with the world. Platforms like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing and others have democratized the publishing process, making it easier than ever to publish a book without needing the backing of a traditional publishing house. For many, this shift has been a game changer. Self-publishing offers numerous benefits, including complete creative control, faster time to market, and a higher percentage of royalties. Authors no longer have to navigate the gatekeepers of traditional publishing, like agents, editors, and publishers, to get their work out there. Instead, they can connect directly with readers, build their brand, and retain full ownership of their work. But while these advantages are significant, they also come with challenges. Without the vetting and editorial process of traditional publishing, the quality of self-published books can vary widely. And as more authors enter the market, the competition for visibility and sales becomes fierce. This has led some to seek out shortcuts, methods that can boost their book's status without necessarily reflecting its true merit. The rise of self-publishing has not only opened doors for countless new voices, but has also reshaped how success is measured in the literary world. Bestseller lists, once dominated by books vetted by industry professionals, now often feature titles that have climbed up the ranks through different means, sometimes through strategies that raise ethical questions. In the self-help genre, where personal branding and authority are key, these tactics can be particularly tempting. After all, a book labeled as a bestseller carries weight, giving the author an air of credibility that can translate into speaking gigs, coaching clients, and more. But as we'll see, the path to that title isn't always as straightforward or as honest as it appears. One of the most common tactics used by self-help gurus to achieve bestseller status is manipulating pre-orders. Here's how it works. When a book is available for pre-order, every sale made before the release date counts towards the first day's sales numbers. This means that if an author can generate enough pre-orders, they can significantly boost their chances of hitting the bestseller list on launch day. Some gurus take advantage of this by offering incentives like exclusive content, discounts, or even personal consultations to encourage their followers to pre-order in large numbers. They might also create a sense of urgency, framing the pre-order period as a limited time opportunity to be part of an exclusive group. The result is a flood of pre-orders that catapults the book to the top of the charts, even if the actual demand for the book drops after launch day. One of the most popular strategies involves choosing obscure or niche categories when publishing their books. Platforms like Amazon categorize books into various genres and subgenres, some of which are much less competitive than others, and some of which have no competition at all because they're so specific. By selecting a less popular category, an author can become a bestseller with far fewer sales than would be required in a more competitive category. For example, instead of competing in a broad category like self-help, someone might categorize their book under a highly specific subgenre such as time management for teenagers or spirituality for entrepreneurs. In these smaller categories, it's much easier to reach the top spot, even with modest or low sales numbers. The author can then claim to be a best-selling author without having to disclose the narrowness of the category in which they achieved this status. Perhaps the most blatant tactic is bulk purchasing. In this scenario, the author or someone on their behalf purchases large quantities of their own book to drive up sales numbers. This can be done directly through online platforms or indirectly through third parties. The books may then be given away at events, sold at a discount, or even stored away, never to be distributed. This practice is controversial because it artificially inflates sales figures, creating the illusion of widespread popularity. The bulk purchase tactic is sometimes used in conjunction with the other strategies, compounding the effect and virtually guaranteeing that the book hits the bestseller lists, even if it's only temporarily. These tactics aren't just theoretical. There have been several high-profile cases where they've sparked significant controversy. For instance, Tim Ferriss, a well-known author in the self-help space, faced criticism for how he promoted his book, The 4-Hour Chef. By partnering with BitTorrent to offer the book as part of a bundle, Ferriss managed to boost his book's downloads dramatically. While innovative, some argued that this strategy skewed sales numbers, raising questions about the legitimacy of his book's bestseller status. Similarly, Tony Robbins, one of the most recognizable names in personal development, was involved in a controversy with his book, Money, Master the Game. Reports surfaced that Robbins' team had purchased large quantities of the book to ensure it would hit the bestseller lists. Critics pointed out that this practice undermined the credibility of the bestseller label, making it difficult to trust whether the book's success reflected genuine consumer demand. Another related issue is the manipulation of Nielsen BookScan data, which tracks book sales. In some cases, authors have been found to purchase their own books in bulk or coordinate sales spikes in specific regions to manipulate BookScan's data, leading to artificially high rankings on bestseller lists. This kind of data manipulation further erodes trust in what it means to be a bestseller. Despite these controversies, the practice persists. The allure of being a best-selling author is so powerful that many are willing to bend or break the rules to achieve it. But for consumers, this raises important questions about the integrity of these titles and the true value of the content being sold. The exploitation of self-publishing tactics doesn't just distort sales figures. It has real consequences for readers seeking genuine guidance and support. When a self-help book achieves bestseller status through manipulation rather than merit, readers may be misled into believing the content is more valuable or effective than it truly is. This can lead to disappointment, wasted time, and even financial loss if readers invest further in the author's other offerings, like courses, seminars, or coaching programs, based on the perceived credibility of their best-selling title. Relying on advice from books that have not been properly vetted or peer-reviewed can have serious implications. especially when dealing with sensitive issues such as mental health, financial planning, or personal development. Readers may adopt strategies or mindsets that are ineffective or even harmful, all because they trusted a title that was artificially promoted. These manipulative practices also have a broader impact on the publishing industry. They undermine the integrity of bestseller lists, making it harder for truly deserving authors to gain recognition. When the system is gamed, it creates an uneven playing field where success is determined not by the quality of the content, but by the author's marketing budget and willingness to exploit loopholes. This erosion of trust affects not only readers, but also publishers, bookstores, and legitimate authors who work hard to produce valuable and insightful work. Over time, the credibility of bestseller lists diminishes, and readers may become cynical, questioning the legitimacy of any book that makes the list. For aspiring authors, especially those who choose the self-publishing route, these unethical tactics set a problematic precedent. Seeing others achieve success through manipulation may create pressure to adopt similar strategies, perpetuating a cycle of dishonesty and eroding the standards of the industry further. This environment can discourage authors who wish to succeed based on the merit of their work, making it more challenging for authentic voices to be heard. While some of these tactics exist in gray areas, others can lead to serious ethical and even legal repercussions. For instance, bulk purchasing to manipulate sales figures can be considered fraudulent and may violate the terms of service of various publishing and sales platforms. Authors caught engaging in these practices risk damaging their reputations, facing public backlash, and even legal action. At its core, the exploitation of self-publishing systems leads to a fundamental loss of trust between authors and their audiences. Trust is essential in the self-help genre, where readers often turn for guidance during vulnerable moments in their lives. When that trust is broken, it not only affects the relationship between the individual reader and author, but also contributes to a broader skepticism towards the entire genre. Rebuilding this trust requires transparency, integrity, and a commitment to delivering genuine value over superficial accolades. Authors who prioritize authentic engagement and quality content are more likely to build lasting, meaningful connections with their audience, ultimately achieving success that is both legitimate and sustainable. As consumers, it's important to approach the bestseller label with a critical eye. Just because a book carries this title doesn't necessarily mean it's widely acclaimed or universally endorsed. Instead, it's a reminder to dig deeper, to read reviews, consider the author's credentials, and to look beyond the marketing hype. The true measure of success should be the impact your work has on those who read it, not the labels you can attach to it. By focusing on delivering real value, authors can build lasting, meaningful connections with their audience, connections that are based on trust and authenticity. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think about the practice of self-publishing and bestseller tactics. Have you come across any books that you suspect of using these tactics? As always, stay informed, stay curious, and thanks for joining me on the side of caution.